what's happening here. Coinbase Pro. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here. We're gonna look at what AMC has to do right now. I have to log back in, of course. That's normal. I don't even know my. All right, that looks good. Let's bring another thing over here. Bring up YouTube. How you guys doing this morning? I can't see what anybody's saying yet, but how are you guys doing? 16 viewers right now from what I see. 7 likes. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Like button. What's my issue? All right, let's see. Subscribers. Any duration. All right. 18 viewers, 12 likes. Thank you guys for being here. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Matthew. Good morning, Troy. George, Richard. It's Friday. It is Friday. Is it supposed to be a good day for AMC? Probably not. It's Friday, but it is the end of the week. Ready to set up some sort of a good week. I know Friday last week wasn't it good, so not complaining. But I am complaining about what happened yesterday. It's the weekend for me in an hour. Can't complain. I hear you. Good morning. How's it going? It's going pretty good. Good morning, Matthew. Happy birthday as always. Not my birthday, but thank you. I appreciate it. Eventually you'll get it right. One day out of the year you'll get it right. Good morning, Matt. Good morning. Good day, everyone. I never know. Some of you guys were at night and we're a day. So just gonna say, okay, good day and good morning. Okay, I understand that. Good morning. How can they do this? Kick my head. We're not leaving. Yeah, I mean the way that they just manipulate things is crazy. I don't know if you've seen my shorts video recently talking about the 2 things that I hate about the stock market, and both of them include manipulation. It's just, the fact that hedge funds, billionaires, millionaires, people with money really control the way the market goes, because everything is based off of, buying and selling, right? And obviously they also include illegal stuff in there and simulating selling pressure by shorting it. So if it's created off buying and selling, the natural way to do it, the way we see it with like crypto and stuff, is if people are buying a lot, the price goes up. If people are selling a lot, the price goes down. However, you do have some shorting that goes on in crypto. It's just not as intense as the stock market. Something that's manipulated in the after hours market and the pre-market as well. When we have less liquidity, they can do whatever the hell they want. So that's what I don't like. So crypto is a little bit different. That's why I like the fact that it's 24/7, even though I miss some of the high points of cryptocurrency. But yeah, I know what you mean. Morning, Matt. Would you have thoughts this would you have thought this would have taken so long for the squeeze? Yeah, I did. I based it off of 2008, 2009, like how long that actually took for them to give up, to realize that they're wrong and not double and triple down. Obviously, they're losing so much money. They were losing so much money then, and they're losing billions of dollars now, but it's not to the extent that they would lose if they actually gave up. Right now they're down a crazy amount, right? And maybe they're taking out option plays and, bringing the stock price down because they can do that. And they're making money from that. You never really know, but they have different ways of making money. And if they do that, then they can just prolong this for a long period of time. It's just, I mean, it sucks to know that they can push this out for so long, but we have to deal with it. Eventually they're going to see it, and they're just going to say, what, we give up. It could be a year from now. It could be 3 years from now. But either way, I'm going to stay strong and, stick to what I believe until this thing ends up making its move. And I'm not going to get tired of creating content for you guys. I love creating content. I wish I had more viewers, but I'm going to keep creating content. I mean, it seems that like all of my videos are getting suppressed, but I'm not going to get into that now. But yeah, I'm going to keep creating content on it and keep the word out there as much as I can for as many viewers that, want to watch me. So that's my feelings. And then when this does end up taking off, I'm sure that the viewer count will end up going up. I work third shift. It's a little bit of both. Hello, good morning. I keep missing your streams. Well, you're here now. I appreciate you being here. I try and go at 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock on the dot. But today was like 7:10, 7:12 or something. Scheduled for 7:12. That's what it looks like. Buy and hold, relax. Yes. I told all my friends to buy ADA at $1.20 and told me they'd rather go to the club. Look who's partying now. Yeah, I know. I hope that some people that I talked to on the golf course in Delaware, I believe their names are Matt and Zach. If you were watching this, hopefully you ended up getting into ADA, because I said, they were like, are there any suggestions? Are there any tips you would give me? And I said, you should look at, one thing is when you're looking at crypto, you should look at the circulating supply. And then I talked about different positions and the fact that ADA hit $2 while we were there, and investing in it at $2, you would have gained a pretty decent amount. And it did fall down to about 180, 187. So if you invested at that point, then you gained a decent amount up to 250. And I think that this is going to make its move. Eventually, you're going to see Cardano make a huge move. So Cardano, I mean, I'm like sort of falling in love with it. The reason why is because everybody's, I love the popularity. Whenever I see popularity, it just really brings the potential of it to a higher and higher level, right? Popularity is great when you see it like, 20th or, 13th on the list when it comes to Coinbase. But when you see it up in the range of Bitcoin and Ethereum, if you haven't seen my ADA video, go ahead and check it out. I don't know how many views it got. I believe it's under 1,000. My videos have been getting suppressed. But if you look at it, let's look at some information here. We're going to go to Cardano here. Look at the overview. Right now it's at 250, but you can see it's third most popular. Third most popular. That's probably behind Ethereum and Bitcoin. Right, 73 typical, typical hold time. That is huge. Seeing that high hold time is a huge indicator to the fact that this has a lot more potential than what we're seeing. People are holding this for a long time, holding on to it while other people buy it. And you're seeing this market cap get up to higher and higher levels. Currently, it's about to pass that $80 billion market cap. I think it already passed it just recently. And it's just looking really, really good. The amount of circulation, the circulating supply, I like the fact that they added this because this wasn't here before. 71% of the total supply. The total supply, I think, is a little bit higher than that. Let's go ahead and look at coin market cap. And we're going to break this down. The coin market cap, we're going to look at Cardano, which is currently third on the list. It's crazy. Bitcoin, Ethereum, then Cardano. That's insane. So you look at this and you see that the max supply is around 45 billion. That's 71. This is 71% of that 45 billion. So looking at it as a whole, that can get diluted. However, you can see this at higher and higher prices, right? As a new trader, this is a very odd market to be attempting to invest in stock-wise. Crypto seems to be a much better market. Yeah, it's definitely which is something I never thought I would say, less volatile than the stock market, because the stock market is, it's always been manipulated, but it's only heavily manipulated when the people who are manipulating it are wrong, and they're getting attacked. That's the only time that it's heavily manipulated. Yes, we'll see, the stock market crash or rise aggressively, but that's not what we're seeing here. We're seeing it go back and forth, fluctuate with whatever their feelings are on that day. Doge is about ready for another spike as well. Yeah, Doge has been making some moves. I would love to see them just pull back so I can put the money in there that I want to put in there already. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yep, I think 31 cents. Lucky the algo and ATOM. I bought them just because they earn interest on Coinbase. Yeah, I mean, anything that can earn interest, if you can create or I guess mock what you would do in the stock market when it comes to dividends, that's always great. I didn't cry when I lost that 30,000, but I'm really hoping the hedge funds cry when they lose their. Yes, absolutely. I'm super happy with the ADA position. It's going absolutely crazy. I encourage everyone to check out the website and use case are truly amazing. Once smart contracts come out, it's a wrap. I hear you. What's up, everybody? What's going on? My Cardano average is just under $2.20. I don't have that many. Would like to get more, but I don't want to. I don't want my average screwed up. How high do you see this going? Not financial advice. How high do I actually see it going as a whole? This could be big. I think Cardano has something that is, revolutionary, right? It's definitely a change in the system, right? You can look at something, and this is why they're third on the list. It's not just popularity based on something like, oh, well, we just want to pump it. No, it's popularity based on a solid use case. It's popularity based on the fact that it's being name dropped by, Amazon, and being name dropped by big companies to accept it as payment. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's keeping it at that number 3 spot, and I think should stay there at that number 3 spot. The reason being is mainly because people are holding it. The purpose of investing in a position and growth in a position is the fact that people hold that position. So if they're holding this position just as long as Bitcoin, if not even longer, then it's going to be absolutely huge for Cardano. So what's the total that it could get to? What's the market cap that it could get to? Let me bring up my sheet here. I have my I don't really know if I have the full breakdown of ADA, but let's see. So I would say if it's comparable to what Ethereum could do, if it's absolutely comparable to what Ethereum could do, right? Let's look at this. The max supply is 45 billion, right? You see that the supply right now is around 31, I believe, 31 billion or something like that. If you sit at $5, that's giving you $159 billion market cap. That's not the largest it could get to. I'm thinking it can easily top 200 billion, if not get to a level of Ethereum, just because the use case is so strong compared to some other cryptocurrencies out there that have jumped over $100 billion market cap. So I'm thinking this can get up into the $10, $15 level. Obviously, if you start seeing it at a max supply, they start diluting it, then it starts to go lesser. I would say somewhere around that $10 range, which would give it a $450 billion market cap. And that would probably be something that possibly would overtake Ethereum. You never really know. I think it could be huge. I don't think it's heading to $100,000. That's not a thing, but it can definitely make a huge move up in the $10 range or so. So somewhere around that $10, I would say $7 is probably going to be something. $7 to $8 is something where it's going to resist from, and then you'll be able to gain some money out of that. But if you want to hold it for a long period of time and just be a part of something that's big, you can definitely hold some of it. For me, I know I want to make some moves, maybe in that $5 to $10 range. You never really know exactly. I have 500 coins, and we'll see where that ends up getting to. I'm in Cardano. Should I get some now or wait for lower? I think we are going to have a little correction before it ends up making a larger move, but it's going to be slow and steady. So you're going to see this maybe pull back, and I don't know if it will pull back below $2. It might end up staying above $2, but I think that there is room to lower your average, or I guess lower the amount that you're investing in. You know what I mean? So lower the price point, I guess. So wait for a little bit of a lower price and then make your move, because it has resisted multiple times. Has come back just a little bit from that 244 all the way down to 231. Right now it's at 250. Can you see it go from 250? It went from 254 down to 250, down to a lower point of 243. That's what you're waiting for, a little bit of a pullback. Now, I don't know when we'll see like a full correction, if we will see a full correction before this ends up taking off, but I think it's big right now. You definitely will see a little bit of a correction, just maybe not as much as people think. Man, I think to myself, I can't wait to chat with Matt about ADA, and here you are with Cardano as your video title. What's up this morning? Cardano, that's what's up this morning. I mean, it's making moves, right? We have cryptocurrency across the board that's making some moves. Dogecoin is up 1%. You have some things that are making some pretty decent moves. But yeah, I mean, I just read your mind. Hit that like button, y'all. Yeah, we have 117 people in here, guys. Hit the like button if you can. It does help out. $10 can't be soon, right? I would say definitely soon. I would say somewhere within the next few months we could see a large kick, because I believe smart contracts are the date is the 12th. I believe that's the 12th of September. So it could be, you never really know. It could be a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event, but then eventually end up picking up after it does sell the news. Do you know what I mean? So definitely look into that. And if it looks like it's going to be a sell the news type of event, then kind of like what happened with Dogecoin, then make your move and, maybe sell some and then put it in at the low so that you can get more ADA coin without having to sell all of it, or hold out until it does end up making an increase, or buying right now. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be a buy. It might be a buy the rumor, sell the news. So just watch out for that. Am I doing it wrong with recurring buys of crypto every week for my average price? Are you doing it wrong? It depends. I always like to wait for a little bit of a correction before I buy. Some people, I mean, it works out. You treat it like a mutual fund, and heading to $1 million. Come on. You treat it like a mutual fund, and it actually does work out that way. And you end up buying in at maybe some low prices. Just don't buy at high times. You know what I mean? If you buy, at a time period to where it's always at its high point in the day, then that's not the smartest. Make sure that when you buy it at a time to where it looks like it's the lowest point in the day. If you're going to do recurring buys, I hope that they can do the recurring buys at a low point, but I don't know if they automatically do that. I've had recurring buys set up for Ethereum Classic for a while now, and it doesn't seem like they buy at high times for me. Usually it goes through like in the morning. And that's usually after it comes back from a high point. So I don't think you're doing it wrong. You can do it any way you want. But if you feel like you can pick the low point better, then I would take off the recurring buys and I would just buy it manually. Do you see $10 before the end of the year? I can definitely see somewhere around, I would say 7. I can definitely see a large jump, especially with the whole news of, or the, I guess, rumor right now. I understand it is news, but the rumor of smart contracts, I can see that really push up to higher and higher levels before it ends up pulling back after maybe a sell the news type of event. By the end of the year, I don't know. By a year, probably. I can definitely see it in a, I guess maybe 7-8 months, something like that. I can see it like that. But to tell you the truth, this could freaking take off out of nowhere because of how many people that are holding it, how many people that are going to buy it. So with people that are holding this position and continue to hold the position, if this goes up to 100 days of typical hold time, this could be really, really big. What do you think about the SNX coin and its circulating supply? Let's look at, we do want to check out what AMC is doing first. Let me see. AMC is down 1%, down to $33.45. And GME is actually positive. It's up to $153.38, up 0.31%, 0.31%. Let me go ahead and look at, let me bring back up ADA, see what that's doing. I know I have the 1 hour candlesticks. I probably should do 1 minute, see where this is. Yeah, we'll do that. But let me go ahead and look up your coin here. What is it? SNX. The circulating supply is not that high. What do I think about it? I mean, it's good, comparable to ICP, right? It's at 115. Actually, this is very comparable to, or very close to, Ethereum's circulating supply. Now, I'm not saying the use case in any way is comparable to that, but your circulating supply is at 114 million, which means that it has a lot of room to actually grow with popularity. Currently, you can get it on Coinbase Exchange, you can get it on Binance, you can get it on Kraken, KuCoin, a lot of places, Gate.io, pretty much every place. So it looks great. Let me go back to what I was doing here. But the max circulating supply is still only around 212 million. So that's still not a crazy amount. So where this actually stands, as long as it ends up having popularity to it, people are buying it and all of that, then this can make bigger and bigger moves. It has been up to $26 just recently, I guess in February, so it's not that recent, but has driven down all the way down to a low of $5.95, which is pretty big if you would have gotten in at these points. Looking like it's starting to make its way up, stair stepping, making higher highs, higher lows, all of that. But let's look at it on Coinbase and see what the popularity is on Coinbase, because that's a big thing that you want to look at. Let's see. SNX. So popularity, typical hold time is decent, 22 days. So typical hold time is up there. Popularity is 38, 55% buy right now and 45% sell. You can see the market cap is around 1.4 billion, which is on the lower end. If we look at it as a whole, we would probably say something like maybe around the $5 to $10 billion market cap is around that average. That's what I look at as around that average. So what would the price point be around that average? I would imagine you see a multiple of 12. So if you go up to 24, you're going to see that increase to $2.8 billion market cap. Am I right by saying that? So obviously you have some room to grow. up to probably like $100 or so. If you get up to $10, that's $1 billion market cap. If you get up to $100, that's going to be a $10 billion market cap. All right, so that's not, you can get up to $100. That would be like the max level I would see it at. Total though supply, circulating supply, that's 54% of the total supply, which you would look for 212 billion. So I would probably cut that in half and say that once all the supply is, put into place or added to circulation, then you're going to see that cut in half from 100 of a max to probably 50 of a max. But either way, you can make a move from 12. So it's not bad. Obviously, I would wait for a little bit of a pullback, showing where that low point was at $5. I would like to see a little bit of a pullback, but who knows if that will actually happen because crypto has been taking off for a little bit. But there you go. Hopefully that does help. Hi, Matthew. Have you ever looked into OCGN? I have looked into OCGN a little bit. When smart contracts comes out, you're going to see the biggest pump ever. I think you're probably right. You're going to see a large pump. Enough for crypto. 47% of Americans said they would invest in crypto. Let's get back to basis. Let's talk stocks. We can. But yeah, I mean, we could talk both. Dogecoin needs a smart contract for real. Let's bring up AMC because AMC is still at 1%. It's just not moving right now. The volume is still at 44K. Yeah, heck no, dollar cost average is the best. I skipped a lot. Now you're wrong. ADA is going to be a $50 buy by the end of the year. I didn't do any research, but trust me. I hear you. I'll take it. Anything could happen, to tell you the truth. It's not all set in stone. This is all potential based on market caps that we see and history. Now, history, it doesn't always repeat itself. But what you can do is you look at certain things that play out, and things get to levels that have never been before. You know what I mean? So Cardano could somehow reach a $1 trillion market cap out of nowhere, and we never really. What? Sorry, I at 9 viewership declines, but limit your exposure. Sorry, let me get back to that. I try and read things as I'm going through discussions, or I'm just talking to somebody. But where was I going with this? That's what I do to myself. Where was I at? Trying to find the actual comment that I was reading because I totally derail myself all the time. Oh yeah, anything could happen to Cardano. Anything can happen to any cryptocurrency, right? We could see it get to $1 trillion of a market cap, and it's not really explainable. The only thing that's explainable is that people were buying it, people were holding it. That's really it. You can say that it has a lot of news behind it, or it could be, revolutionary. It could be a change in the system, which it looks like it is. I think you log off too soon. I understand Macworth starts at 9. Viewership declines, but you limit your exposure. No, it's pretty it gets pretty bad. The viewership ends up declining a lot, and then I could be working, and then I could make a video on any update, which I would end up seeing more viewers on my regular videos than I would on my streams, even though they're live talking about this stuff. So it's fine. I'll deal with it. You know how I deal with it. I don't want to stay on for 5 hours, and it's just not. It's just taking up too much time, and I don't have enough time in the day anyways. So 2 hours is okay. You can get an understanding of where my head is, and pre-market wise, we can talk about that. But yeah, I've noticed that a lot of people's viewership has declined, mainly because AMC is not making a huge move. Once AMC makes a large move and I'm here in the pre-market or somebody's here in the pre-market, yeah, we're going to get a lot of people that are watching from across, everywhere. But right now it's doing the same thing. So we're just kind of setting it and forgetting it, I have 1,000 Doge coins. I hope Doge makes a huge move out of nowhere so I can buy more ADA. It's a good strategy. ADA is one of the top 10 coins. It's third. I can see it go 5x, 10x, or 20x, including the upgrade in a few weeks. More partnerships and support for large companies and corporations. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but the only thing I disagree with you is that it's not top 10, it's top 3. That's where we're standing right now. Hey man, I know you don't mess with penny stocks too much, but can you take a look at RGBP and give me your opinion? It's been making some moves these past 2 weeks and still moving. All right, it has to be quick because I'm behind on. So it has made moves. It's up 28%, 28.6%. I don't see anything on the chart. So for some reason it's not coming up. Nothing's coming up. There we go. So I did it to 1 minute candlesticks and now it has come up. So yeah, it has made some moves from $2. What's this day? $2 on the 19th, and actually is growing consistently, looking like an ETF or so. But has been up to this level before. Broke past some other levels. Let's look at 3 months. The highest point it's been is 8 cents. So right now it's approaching one of these high points. You might see a resistance point somewhere around this $3 to $4 or 4 cent mark. But my opinion is probably that it's going to end up pulling back at this level, because this level is definitely on the higher side. I don't really mess with penny stocks that much, but looking at history, it does look like it has pulled back quite a bit at certain resistance points, and this is one of those resistance points. So I understand it has broken past that resistance point and actually is holding above there, right? But just be aware of what that can do. You would be buying it on the high side. If you're already in it, then I'd suggest taking a little piece out and then waiting for that to pull back. And if it doesn't pull back, you still have skin in the game. If it does pull back, you can put more money into it wherever you feel fit, wherever you feel. I don't know if that's the saying. Wherever you feel as though it will get. Wherever you see fit. I think that's it. I got paid, so I'll be buying a bunch of GME and AMC. Don't worry, guys. I'll fix this dip. All right, fix it with your paycheck. That's what I like to hear. When I sent you the alert on Discord yesterday about ADA, I thought we were about to see a pullback, but then it kept ripping. Yeah, I seen that and I was like, I appreciate the Discord. When I'm not looking at something and I'm working and I see that notification come up and say ADA is to $2, I appreciate you guys, because I'm not looking at it actively. And when I'm on the golf course or whatever, I get an alert on my watch that tells me, the Discord updated me, ADA is to $2, ADA is to $2.30 or whatever. And it helps me out. So not only am I helping you out with, explaining where my head is in certain positions, because it's always great to get that. The Discord group is great because you guys, when you see something really moving, you definitely alert everybody. And if I don't have the chance to alert people when it happens, because I'm not watching it 24/7, you guys can do that. So it definitely is a community. I don't want to make it. This is what I like about the Discord group. Yes, I would like to post in there a little bit more and give you guys some stock picks and all that stuff. But I also like to make it a community. Community means that not only am I giving out any type of alerts or telling people what's going on, the community has knowledge themselves. You're not taking everything from me and saying, oh, I'm investing in this. You're learning from everybody else. So what you're going to do is you go in there and you see somebody say, oh, well, this is what you look at in a certain position. Okay, you know what? Now I'm learning a couple of things from a person outside of Matt. We're creating this community that actually understands investing. And if you don't understand it, eventually you'll get to a point to where you end up alerting other people of a certain play. And maybe it's potential, but then you end up getting a second opinion and it ends up being a good play. Or you give a second opinion. So it's truly a community. You know, I don't want to overwhelm people with, oh, this is my pick, everybody go out and get it type of thing. It's never been my place to do that, because no way am I an absolute expert to say that this is a pick for today. I can tell you this is what I'm looking at from time to time, but I do that on Patreon. And maybe I can just relay that over to Discord. But it's just it's better if we have a community that talks back and forth. You know, marketing. Not all heroes wear capes. I do what I can to. I've been looking over my portfolio again, looking for other things to sell, so that you can buy more ADA or something. Hey Matt, what Webull shows as Hood's earnings, it's now showing as a positive instead of the 100 or 1,340% down, like they did report. It went from being down 2.11 positive 11 cents. That's crazy. Over 100% in the last week. And what do you think about refinance? It would be great to move into invest. I don't know what refinance is. Is it a cryptocurrency or what? Let me type it in here. See what that is. It doesn't look like that's a thing. So let me see if it's over on here. Is this it? Refinance currently has 13.118 billion. The max supply or total supply is 15.9 billion. That's not crazy high. It definitely shows a strength at certain levels. It's at 2 cents. Where can you get it at? You can get it on Binance, Gate.io, a lot of different places to where this looks like it will make some moves from, and that's why you have the volume that is definitely high. What do I think about it? I don't know if there's any type of use case behind it. You can't get it on Coinbase yet, so I usually don't think that it's legitimate until we see probably it on Coinbase, and that's what I do want to see. And there's some other ones that I've been in that I still don't think is legit, but has the capability of getting on Coinbase. But 13.18 billion circulating supply is not that high. $1 would equal $13.1 billion market cap, and that's not crazy. I would say average, you'll probably see somewhere around half that point, so maybe 50 cents, 25 cents of a high. I don't know what the history is, where it got to as a high. It looks like 4 cents is the high, or 4 or 5 cents. Yeah. So right now you're looking at it, I guess a quarter of the way there at 2 cents. It was at 1 cent previously in July 20th. If you would have been able to get in there, you could have just doubled your money easily. But that's what I like about cryptocurrency, is a lot of it is low, and it's more solid than what you think. So that would be my opinion on that. Matt, what do you think about, I just read that. You should start a new live when you're done with this one to keep some charts and music, so your members can still interact with each other while you're gone. If you guys want that, I can definitely do that. put up some charts and just watch them move, and then update them as time goes on. But I have to remember that one screen is going to be always for that. If you guys want it, just let me know and we can figure out some logistics. Could you look at VeChain? I have looked at VeChain multiple times. I do like VeChain, but to a certain extent. I think that the circulating supply is a little bit high from what I've seen, and like the price point really levels it out. So let me just look at VeChain. I always forget because there's a lot of different circulations that's out there. Yeah, 64.32 billion circulating supply. The total max supply is at 86.7 billion. So as they start to add on, you have a ton of dilution that can go into there, and it's currently at 13 cents. Yes, it's really strong. It's not on Coinbase yet. It's on Binance, KuCoin, Gate.io. Like it's on a lot of different platforms, even the crypto.com exchange. But it's not on Coinbase yet. I would imagine if it does, you would see more popularity, but you do have a lot of volume that goes through there. It's just, I would imagine the typical hold time is not that high. From what we've seen in the past, the highest point that it's gotten to is 24 cents. And it's probably because they ended up diluting some supply by adding on some of this max supply. Looking at 86.7 billion, that's really high of a max supply. That's the way you look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin really only has the full capability to get to about $5, and as they continue to add on, that it diminishes a little bit, starts to drop. So I would say the same thing for VeChain. The only thing is that they have a max supply that stands still, does have the full capability of getting to higher and higher levels. At some of these levels, and it's not bad. It's definitely not a bad point somewhere down here in the 6 cent range. If you could find it at 6 cents and buy a bunch, yeah, you're going to see that skyrocket up to 24 cents, maybe even $1. Once it does get, if it does get listed on Coinbase, then you could see that skyrocket even more. The volume is definitely big, and I hear it constantly. It's VeChain's a good play, and I'm not going to lie, I'm interested in it. The only thing is the fact that, one, it's not on Coinbase, and now that I have Gate.io, I could buy some if I wanted to. But yeah, I mean, where we're sitting at, I would love to see it get back down to these levels. Sub 10 cents, that's what I want to see. Keep it on my watch list just to see sub 10 cents. Let's look at my portfolio, see what's going on with it. My portfolio has increased to 19K. I still have $3,000 that I want to put into cryptocurrency. Harvest Finance is still hovering above that 260 mark. That's good. I want it to be above that 250 mark. I believe that my investment or my cost basis is somewhere in the 180 range. So I'm fine with that. I bought 4 more at 250-ish. I don't know exactly what it was. But Internet Computer, I want to see that up in the $100 range, $200 range, and then I'll settle to take some of it out, I believe. Let's see. Over Finance, that has a ways to go. Yeah, there's a lot of positions that I'm looking for large gains with, especially Anchor, ACH. That has dropped down a little bit since I bought some more, but I do plan on buying some more. If it goes down to 6 cents or 5 cents, I'll definitely make some moves there. But I have about 9,000 coins, so waiting for that to make a larger move. But yeah, this is my crypto portfolio, still looking to push on, and I still have, like I said, $3,000 to put into it, but I'm waiting a little bit. Let's see. AMC, the Ortex data. We're sitting at about 91.36 million, short interest. That's the shares that are out there. Just below 18% short interest to free float. Utilization is below 90, and shares on loan has decreased below 105 million. As always, amazing advice, Matt. Much love. Not giving advice, but definitely amazing opinions. Let's go with that. Thank you for saying that, though. I appreciate it. You need an animation of something of Carl on the screen when someone subscribes. Probably. I don't even know how to do that. I could probably do it in Streamlabs. Devin, turn rolls around. Yeah, I would, but I hurt my back moving a fridge last week, and my doctor told me not to do anything for a while. If you're gonna troll, at least be funny. Matt, any thoughts on OCGN new vax data coming out soon? I don't have any thoughts on OCGN. I know they make their moves sparingly, but I just don't know. I don't have any thoughts on them. Be in the sandpits for 40 minutes, telling y'all I'm playing serious. Seriously, dog. Coins not being in Coinbase. I hear you say all the time. What coins not being in Coinbase? I hear you saying all the time. Are you saying like what's with the coins not being in Coinbase? Well, I always like Coinbase as a form of legitimacy. That's the reason why I look at that. I always factor that into it and say whether we are going to see a large increase, not basically saying that they have the largest amount of volume that goes through there. There's plenty of volume in other crypto exchanges. It's just I see Coinbase as a form of legitimacy. Literally that last line of defense, kind of. I guess I don't know if it's a defense, but that last line. Or that last target you want to get to in order to show that your cryptocurrency is legitimate, right? And that's what I look at. And that's my opinion. It's something that I factor into my strategy. It's just like, oh, if it gets on Coinbase, then I know that it's legitimate. I know that people are going to invest more and more into it. There's a lot of people that are on Coinbase. And it also gives you the detail of how the hold time is, the popularity behind it. And yeah, that's the way that I feel. Oh, my Cardano and Dogecoin is in Webull. I know I don't own but it's just so much easier to trade. I don't understand wallets yet. Yeah, well, there's exchanges and there's wallets. So you can buy it on Coinbase, you can buy it on Gate.io, you can buy it on KuCoin, but those are not wallets. Those are, you would have your portfolios and it would just be on the exchange, which is a lot of times you don't want to have all of your crypto on an exchange. You want to have it in a wallet so that it is safe. If something happens to that exchange, well, now you're sitting in a good spot because it's in your wallet rather than in the exchange. But yeah, you definitely want to start understanding those. But I love exchanges a lot, even though they have fees and Webull does not. It's just Webull, the time factor bothers the hell out of me. The fact that if I pull out of Dogecoin and I want to get back in, I can't do it. You know? Is buying donut today chasing? Let's look at, I know it's a D nut, but it's donut. I wouldn't consider it chasing at the moment because it is down 3.5%. It was up quite a bit from that low of $12. But yes, I would say I wouldn't classify it as chasing, like I said, because of the fact that it is down 3.5%. It depends what you do with it. You know, if you invest everything that you wanted to invest in the position at this point, then yes, I would consider it chasing. If you invest a portion of it and then average down, I wouldn't really consider that chasing. Now, if you have a strategy to where you're looking for that to make up for that loss, and invest in it at a low point, wherever the low point is today, and then see that skyrocket, actually do it strategically, like, then yeah. And also, if you invest right from the open and have a strategy to pull out whenever if it does continue to go lower, then yes, or sorry, no, I wouldn't consider it chasing there. So it just all depends what you do when you buy it. There's so many different ways that you can play this play, but for me personally, I would probably wait it out. I'm not looking at that as something that's going to spike and increase a crazy amount. I mean, it just doesn't really show it. There's nothing but really downward pressure. Yes, you've had some comebacks here, but that just looks like another false break to get back down to a certain level to where it's supposed to be. Now, Carl's Calls picked this as a play that was supposed to take off, and it did not take off. I mean, it was kind of Daisy's decision at that point, but, it's fine. Carl is mad at Daisy because, she messed up his portfolio. No, I think all of the positions are actually down. I haven't checked it in a little bit, but I think all of them are down. Where's Cardano right now? Cardano is currently at $2.49. So it's still holding at that like 250 mark. It was at a high of 253, so that's definitely big. Market cap wise, it's around 80 million, or sorry, 80 billion. I'm gonna buy 300 Cardano right now. I don't know. If you want to do that, then go ahead and do it. I'm not gonna tell you not to do it, but I think that you should understand that this is actually looking like it's pulling back a little bit. It is a form of consolidation here, getting up to certain levels, but just realize what we are seeing here, and you're creating lower highs, lower lows, slightly lower lows here, getting closer and closer to getting to a consolidation phase. So understand what we are seeing. We could see a pullback to 244 before you end up making that move. So just relax. But yes, I know what you mean. I would love to hold maybe 1,000 coins, because to tell you the truth, Cardano could do a lot more than we think. If I buy another 500 right now, it would cost me a bit. You're gonna trade in any metals at all? Gold, etc. No, I'm not. I'm just not, like, that's not something that I'm into right now. But eventually, maybe. But it's not something I'm into now. If they buy it, we'll make it cheaper for the rest of, because it dipped right after. The smart contracts will be huge. Yes, they will. We might be looking at a red day for AMC, my friends. Yeah, I mean, it's Friday. It's Friday. I'm going to tell you that that's what I'm thinking. I mean, not a lot of Fridays go like the last Friday that we have seen. We're currently looking at 0.8%. If we're seeing Fridays that start to go green, then I'll be insanely happy. You can look at this movement here, and this movement was so solid. Was it the best movement that we've seen? No, it's just solid movement. And then you get up to, it's a slow form of getting up to a level to where it was at a previous resistance a lot faster within 2 days, rather than within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, or 6 here, I guess. You're up in these levels in 6 days versus 3 days. I have 2,000 Cardano and 4,000 XRP. I'm broke. Well, that's good. That's good. Not that you're broke. It's just that you have 2,000 Cardano. 4,000 XRP, I think, is going to be good. Probably look for that to double, but that's it. Take that money out and put it into other plays. Where did you buy in XRP at? Did you buy it in at like when it was at like 60? I think it's 60 cents. Don't forget to hydrate. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for saying that. New divvy. Now my ears are open. Friday or buy days. That's what I like to hear. What's your favorite dividend play right now? I've talked about my favorite dividend play, and my favorite dividend play has always been SPHD. I love it. I love the way it moves. I've had money in there. It's moving comparable to my Fidelity fund. You know, I'm seeing my Fidelity fund and, you know, it's growing 22, 23, sometimes 30%. And SPHD is right there with it. You know, from where I invested, it's up a hell of a lot. And it pays out monthly. I mean, I love SPHD, but there's other plays that you can get into, whether it's like Microsoft or, you know, looking into a lot of different dividend plays. Carl, if you don't stop rubbing my leg, I don't know what I'm going to do to you. No, don't rub that either. Gave you attention, a lot of attention last night. I gave him a lot of attention last night, and he still wants more. Oh. um, so can you slash should you a day slash swing trade dividend stocks or just keep them for the long term? Keep them for the long term. The thing that you take from a company, I always put my dividend plays in my Roth IRA. I'm not dealing with that outside anywhere else. I put it in my Roth IRA and I let it sit there, and then I add to it and I treat it like it's a mutual fund, because you're getting a payment out of it. And if you treat it like a mutual fund, you may end up investing in at the lows, and then you end up seeing grabbed another 5 farm. Wow, good job. That's awesome. But yeah, if you treat it like a mutual fund, you may end up investing in at the lows and see that increase, you know, a heavy amount back up to where it was. You know what I mean? So I always treat my index funds. Sorry, not my index funds. My dividend plays as mutual funds or anything like that. So I don't think you should day trade or swing trade them. It's just pointless, because you're losing out on that dividend. Just hold it, get the dividend, reinvest it in certain areas if you want to reinvest it in other dividends, or be able to take that money out and put that into whatever fund you have it in your Roth IRA. Then you could do that. You take the dividends that are going to feed into your you know, your Fidelity fund or whatever fund you have. It's a smart play for a long-term decision. You know? Do you think getting into Nvidia would be good at the moment for a day trader or a swing trade? Leave Carl alone, Matt. He just wants your love. I give him love all the time. I'm the only one that gives him love. Erica doesn't give him love. She despises the cats because they try and piss on the floor upstairs, and it doesn't. It's not good. I don't know why. Well, I think Carl just follows suit because Daisy did it at first, and she blames Carl for it. And I'm like, you can't blame Carl for anything, even though he does drink a lot. I mean, he, like, right now he's literally laying at the water bowl. He's laying down. He's not standing up drinking water. He's laying down. Like when he gets, like he just puts his head down, and when he gets thirsty, he just licks. It's weird. Leave the chat open, just the mic on the green screen, and Carl meowing in the background. 1,000 viewers, easy. Good morning, Matt. What a Baba put? I don't know what that is. Currently holding 35 farm, long term, hoping for a good gain. That's amazing. That's good to hear. I want to hold about 50. I would love to hold 50 as a whole and let that run, but I want to see that come back a little bit. I'll buy more if it does come back, but it doesn't look like it's coming back. He sounds sick. I don't like he's physically sick. No, he's not sick. He does that all the time. He just gets tired because he's still drinking. He just drinks a lot. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Oh man, I like him. I like him a lot. All right, let's look at AMC. Let's see what AMC is doing. AMC is still down 1%. It hasn't really made too much of a move this morning. We're not seeing a ton of volume. 7, yeah, even at 8, we're still seeing a low amount of volume. It passed 8 o'clock, and we're already seeing, or we're only seeing 78,000 shares worth of volume. That's nothing. Oh, Alibaba puts. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't looked at Alibaba in a while. That hasn't even come up on my chat in so long. Literally, it was like when I first started doing streams. Yes, we were talking about AMC. There was a lot of that, but I definitely heard, that come up multiple times. You're the only one who pets him. No wonder. When he always comes to when he wants attention. Yeah. This cat is freaking hilarious. I don't understand it. I had to take a picture of him. I would move the camera, but I can't move the camera. So I'm going to do this and just take a picture of him. Come on. Stay there, man. I'm sure he's going to stay there for a while. Oh, look at me. Keep drinking your water. Keep drinking your water, man. Don't look at me. He's looking at me, and I'm trying to take a picture. Maybe if I just look this way, that he won't know. He's still looking at me. Come on, man. I can't. I need to take a picture. Well, if you guys can see it, this is what he's doing. Can you see it? I don't know if you guys can see it. He's just laying there by the water. I don't understand. And the funny thing is he moves it all the time, but that's what he's doing. Every time I go and take a picture, see he's drinking right now. It's just weird. I don't know. Sorry. It's a lot of cat talk. Carlos hip to your game. That's one weird cat. Yeah. He's pretty weird. But he's awesome. I like him. Is that Macy's popped yesterday? What? Sharks laying by the water. Yes, that's how I say. That's how I say it. I say water that way. That's a PA thing, apparently. My daughter says it that way. I know a bunch of people that say it that way, but it's apparently a PA thing. I don't know if it's not a Philly thing because Philly's its own state. Apparently, so it's like Pittsburgh. Macy's acquired Toys R Us or something. Could be a killer Christmas play. Huh. Could be. Could be. I haven't even checked it out. Again, I've been kind of like tunnel vision on AMC and GME when it comes to the stock market. And obviously looking at ZOM and SOS. ZOM, which has just, I don't know, like it lost everything that it gained yesterday. Went from like 45 or 42 up to 50 something, and then has decreased 8% yesterday. I wanted to check out what the amount of shorts that went through were. Let's look at AMC shorts first. Let's see. Out of the volume that it had, it was 55% short. I said that it would be 50 to 60% with the amount that it did fall down. So yeah, it was 55% short out of the FINRA volume. When it comes to the whole overall volume, I would imagine it's probably somewhere around the same, but it was short quite a bit. Let's see what happened to Zomedica. So Zomedica was 65% short via the FINRA volume yesterday. That is absolutely insane. 65%. That's more than anything we've seen in the past. That's huge. It means that they continue to short it. Let's bring this back to AMC. And then what we're also going to look at is Zomedica over here. We're going to see that the short interest of free float has changed. That has increased to over 100 million shares that is short. But the issue is that I think they have like 900 million shares outstanding. So it's only like 10%. Bring this back to where it was. I'd have to buy a whale last year on M because of became a bag holder and sold out. I should have held. Yeah, I mean that always happens that way. They realize that people bag hold, and the fact that they have time. This is why I don't like the stock market. I mean, they just manipulate everything. For people that hold anything, if you are holding something, they're waiting for you to end up pulling out of your position and have the bare minimum that end up gaining something out of it. And most likely they kind of push out 80% of the people that were holding the position. And then you have probably like 20% that are left, which maybe 19 of that 20% is institutions. And 1% will probably end up being retail traders. So that's just how it goes. They like to push out all the retail traders so we don't make money. Institutions make money, hedge funds make money, and that's just what they want to do. And it sucks. That's why I hate the stock market, but that's why I don't go long term usually. I'll usually do a short term play, and if I end up failing out of that short term play, then I fail out of the short term play. But the issue that or dealing with like the black box is just crazy. Guys, we have 215 people here. If you haven't hit the like button, definitely do so. It helps me out. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. You can comment and do all that you can do. Macy's is trading at $21.61 in the PM. There's no way it will ever get back to the 30K line before breaking 50K. I'm seeing some people saying stop buying AMC options while others are saying to buy. because it was options that created the gamma squeeze or the catalyst and the squeeze. What's your take? So it's very tricky. I would definitely say that, if options are creating these gamma squeezes, it's always great, right? To see these large squeezes or these, larger increases. Um, but the issue is that people are losing money on option plays. And yes, a lot of people are putting money into call options and whatever, just to be able to take that money and put it into AMC shares, or whatever. But I don't know if that is really the play. I mean, it seems like they're trying to bring this price down to certain levels so maybe they can make money on options, on puts. So, um, I understand the gamma squeeze play, but I can say that that's not it. Sometimes you can maybe like buy, or buy some call options and work through it as it hits its low. Then yeah, you can make that move and factor that in. However, um, maybe buying puts as well would probably be an idea so that you can make money, put the money on AMC shares, whatever can get you more money to buy AMC shares, whether you're buying crypto and seeing an increase and then buying AMC shares with it is always a good thing. I don't know. I don't know. I would say that buying call options, I think, is a good idea. You're just most likely going to lose money on it because they keep pushing this down to certain levels so that our option plays are not in the money. If they're not in the money, then no gamma squeeze or a potential gamma squeeze. I guess yes, if option plays are giving us that ability to get to higher and higher levels, then that's great. But if they're not giving us that opportunity to have most of our call options, be in the money, then I mean we're not gaining anything out of it anyways. You know, BTC fails to hold 50K when it hits it. Pullback to 30K is likely. Really? A pullback to 30K? I wouldn't. I don't know if I'll say that. I mean, I would say a pullback probably to 40K. Maybe not. I don't think 30K. That's $20,000 of that pullback. I don't know about that. How long do you think AMC goes, or how low do you think AMC goes today? If you had to guess. Well, right now, I don't think I can really make that distinction. Breaking that down to the low point, probably, if it's going to be a negative day, because it could be a positive day, we could see another positive Friday. I'm thinking 31. I don't want to see it go past 30. I was going to say my gut reaction or my gut feeling was that it was going to go sub 30. And that would be a huge decrease. But 31 would probably be where I see it. I love this chat. There's so little toxicity to it. Yeah. Compared to other chats, I see other guys or other YouTubers. Great community. Well, thank you for saying that. I try to make a great community. I mean, we're not seeing a ton of viewers. That's probably why we're not getting a lot of the spammers and people come in and say whatever is dead and I don't care about this position or whatever. That's probably the reason why. But yes, I really like it. As long as people hit the like button. We got 215 people watching. You guys should hit the like button. But yeah, you're right. I've been in this game since January, but that's when I first started investing. I understand options to an extent, but can you explain how they can make you more money than shares, and why and how? So basically, with options, you're paying basically less to gain profit out of the share rise, basically. So for you buying, let's say you buy 100 shares of AMC, how much is that going to cost you? $3,300, right? Is that right by saying that? That's gonna cost you $3,300 to buy 100 shares of AMC. Right by saying that? Yes, I think so. Can't do math for a second. But then if you took out a call option, right, most likely it'll cost you, let's say, $300, $500 for that call option. Now, every dollar that goes above your options contract, right, you're gaining $100 because that's 100 shares that you have in there. So with it moving up $10, you're gaining $1,000 while only risking $500. You know what I mean? Now, if you were looking at it at the buy rate, right, you're buying it and you're risking $3,300 to gain $1,000. And yes, the only thing that's really different there is that with AMC, if you bought the shares, right, you still own those shares after a certain date, right? You still own those shares even if you let it go for a year. So that $3,300 will still be yours. The only thing is that $500 that you're playing that options play will end up being gone if you get to expiration and it hasn't made a move, you know, and it ended up decreasing or something like that. But you can also play those options to where you end up selling that options contract somewhere in between that day or in between that week or in between that period, where however long the options contract is. So for me, I have an options contract. I have two that are 145 out to December. Now, if it makes a move up to $50 or $60 within this month, I still end up gaining something, even though my strike price was 145, right? Because I'm so far out from the contract or so far out from the expiration date that I make money from it. So you can make a lot of money based on the movement of that contract, right? Or movement of that stock without risking as much, even though essentially you're risking the entire premium that you put there. So you're risking $500 to make $1,000 or $2,000, or in other cases, some people's contracts were worth $400,000. So you can make money from it, and then take that money that you make off of that $500 that you risked and put it into AMC shares. So now that $500 has made you, let's say it moved up $30, that $500 made you $3,000. You can buy another 100 shares of AMC with that $3,000. That makes sense? It's a really great community. Lowest volume ever. Yeah, I know. This is really low volume. We've seen 8 o'clock already and it's still below 100K. I understand that this is Webull volume. You're probably looking at around 200K, but it's still low volume. You trade Forex. I don't trade Forex. So if it closes at your price, you break even? No, because you have a thing called theta decay, where the time factor comes into play to where you'll end up losing a certain amount as you get closer and closer to expiration. So if it closes right at your strike price or a little bit above your strike price, you'll lose some of that money if you do end up selling the contract. But you'll still be able to take money out of it. You won't be profitable, but you'll be able to take money out of it. So you have a certain break-even point. So say if I go into AMC options right now and I wanted to look for something of August 20th, which is today, and I basically said that I would take this options contract of then I would basically go, okay, this is where you would put in one. I guess this is probably not going to give you a good idea of theta decay at all. Yeah, you know what? It's not going to give you a good idea of what's going on. So let's look at the 27th, and we'll break this down and say that here we know that the strike price is 33. We're going to put it to here, and we're going to say, yeah, we're going to pay probably, let's see, $277 for this options contract, right? And it's going to tell you that the break-even price right here is $35.89. So at expiration, in order for you to break even, you have to get to $35.89 because of theta decay, right? So that's what we're looking at there. But if it does expire above your strike price of 33, let's say it's 34, you still end up, taking out your money, but it's just going to be worth a little bit less. You won't absolutely break even. It'll just be worth a little bit less. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm learning more and more about options as I go along. It's just taking me a little bit. I lost money on 3 options contracts already. I made money on 1, but lost on 3. And just recently, which is today, I have a strike price of $65. I have 2 options contracts for a strike price of $65. And it hasn't hit that. It's not even close. It actually decreased quite a bit. It's half of what that is. So that's going to expire worthless. But I do have 2 other ones that are sitting at 145, and I might end up taking out another one today. I think I have a little bit of money sitting in reserves. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I have $300 sitting in there. I could buy that options contract if I wanted to, but I have lost money on options plays. You see, I've lost $1,000 on options already. With a lot of moves that we have seen there. But I'm willing to have that learning curve because I'm not understanding everything about options. Well, I don't understand everything about options, but everything that did happen within this time period didn't really make sense because it should have actually increased a lot. AMC should have made a lot of moves. Now, the $65 play, that was more of a, I was looking for a short-term play for that to increase about $10 in the time being, but it didn't end up making that move. It went up to about 38. And my initial price or my initial point to where I did take out that options play was 37. So the fact that it only got up to 38 was basically nothing. So I did end up getting to a point to where I was positive. I just thought it would be a little bit more positive, get up to 45 or get up to, 48 or 50 or something like that. Don't you have to buy 100 shares? No, you don't have to buy 100 shares. That's only if you exercise it. If you exercise it, then you have to buy, 100 shares, right? So from what I understand, again, I don't know a lot about options. I just know a decent amount, enough to get me by, right? But if you're selling the contract, you're literally selling just the contract. You don't have to have the money in your account to buy 100 shares. It's literally just taking the difference between, basically like your strike price and where you ended at. And it's $1 per 100 shares in that contract. So it could be $10 that it grows, which would be $1,000. 1 times 100 equals $100. And then 100 times 10 equals $1,000. That makes sense? So, yeah. So it's good. Like option plays are great. If you can play them the right way and you do believe in certain positions to go above certain levels and you can play options plays for a long period out and make some money out of it, it's always great. Like I said, I've made money. Yeah, I would have been down. My options P&L would have been down 1,500, but I've made $500 on an options play. So, yeah, it's a scam. So it's like a $500 difference. What does that mean? And maybe you're talking to somebody else. I was dumb and bought $25 of Bitcoin and I'm now trying to sell it, but when I go to sell page price, the Bitcoin drops almost $300. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Man, at this volume, do us a favor and buy a few so we go up. This volume is so low, it's ridiculous. Let me actually go back to what I was doing because this is option plays that we're looking at here. Uh, ADA is back above 250. That's good to see. Might see a little resistance at this point. But the most important part of it is that you get the expiration date and have not met your target price. You could lose the premium you paid for the option. Yeah, and I mean, there's a max amount that you could lose, and it's basically like I think of it like this. A lot of times when you play some sort of a play, you understand the full capability of it, and you're like, all right, I want to risk $200, but my potential gain is $1,000. So think of it that way every time you play an options play, rather than just think of it as, oh, this is going to be my gain. Oh, well, maybe I should add another options play or another options contract or whatever. Think of it as, what do you want to lose versus what you want to gain. If you see the gain that's out there, and then you can eventually get that gain, and it's going to be good for you, you know. But if you end up losing that premium, you can only lose that max amount. You know what I mean? So it's not anything more than that. However, with owning shares, you can always come back. You know, if you feel like you're predicting that this is going to make a huge move in a week and it doesn't make that huge move, then, you know, you can always come back. Let me say I personally don't buy. There's some good news on crypto quite recently. The scam. So it's like a $500 difference. I love option plays and the potential reward. Great. Marco Rapes say not to play options because Matt lost thousands. Because Matt lost $1,000. What? I don't know what that. Wait, like Matt Kors lost $1,000. They would rather he spent $1,000 buying AMC shares. I mean, it is about the buy volume, but at this point, it's really about waiting it out. Because that potential reward for you to risk $1,000 on a play and then end up, you know, taking that money that could possibly go up to $4,000. Now you have $5,000 that you could potentially put in AMC rather than just $1,000 that's going to sit there. You know what I mean? So options plays end up making you quite a bit, because then what you could do is constantly make those plays. Hey, you know what? It went up at $40 or something. I made $4,000, or it went up $10 and I had, you know, 1,000 shares within these contracts. I had 10 contracts and it went up $10. So I gained a hell of a lot out of this. Yeah, I mean, that's always a great play, because then you could take whatever the gains were and put it right the heck back into AMC shares, and then take your initial investment and put it into AMC options again and do it all over again. I feel like it's way bigger to do it that way than it would be to do it, you know, just where you're buying AMC shares and it sits there. Because if you buy AMC shares with $1,000, that $1,000 is basically like gone to me. You know, I don't even see that I have shares. If I bought the shares, I'm not doing anything with it. And the only thing that's going to happen is it's going to hold, and we're going to see that eventually increase. But like I said, if I bought some options plays, made that money, or made $4,000 or $1,000, take $1,000, put it into AMC, then take the $1,000 that I had initially, put it back into AMC options and do it all over again, you're essentially you have an endless you know, revenue stream to put into AMC. It's endless. If all of us did that, it would be endless, as long as we figure out the right point to where this is going to increase, where the low is, where we can end up getting our options plays. Don't be too aggressive and get something that, you know, be overly aggressive and understand that this could rise over months. or don't buy something that, or don't buy a contract that will expire next week, because you never know what could really happen next week and what they're going to do. So if we're looking for options contracts that are going to expire in months from now, then they obviously don't see that. We see a large increase. It doesn't have to hit our strike price. It just has to get, it has to go higher, and we'll be good. Like if I had AMC, like I said, hit, $40, $45 or something like that, $50, it doesn't even have to hit 145 right now, I would see a profit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Make sure it goes far enough out, you make some money from it, and you're good. You heard of crypto star mining company, low volume, but some good potential if the crypto keeps pumping. I think it's 18 cents right now, making higher highs and higher lows. I haven't heard of it. Crypto star. What about, I'm from New York County area. Do you have any recommendation on a trustworthy place or a person to complete my yearly taxes? Cheers. I don't. I mean, I do my own, so I don't. I would love, once my taxes start getting really really complicated, I would love for somebody else to do them, because I don't want to mess with that, as it's like super complicated, and I don't want to accidentally do something wrong, because I'm not a tax expert. Yes, I went to school for a lot of stuff, but I'm not a tax expert, so I don't know. I'm sorry that I can't help you there. I agree. I play options whenever I can afford it. Yeah, so I think that's the right way to look at it. It's just like, look, options can make you money to put more money into AMC, just like crypto can make you money to put more money into AMC. Whatever it ends up being, you could put more money into AMC that way. If you truly do believe in exactly where AMC is going to go, or if you haven't taken out your initial investment yet, then go ahead and make that play. Everything that we have in AMC, I mean, it will all play out in due time. It's just going to take a while. Absolutely. I did have one phone agent chuckle and say, squeeze, when he saw my portfolio. That dude knows. That's funny. That is hilarious. That's pretty funny. I haven't even checked Twitch. I'm sorry. Every time I log into Twitch, they always have a video automatically play. Hey buddy, hey Matt, have you reached affiliate on Twitch yet? I just reached affiliate last week. So pumped. I would love a follow from you. Uh, yeah, sure. How do I do it? There you are. What do you play? NHL? Do you play NHL? There you go. So I haven't reached affiliate yet. Well, actually, I'm applying for affiliate, but for some reason, it's not going through right now. Um, and I'm waiting for that to happen, because once that does happen, I think I can't multi-stream, or else I get like banned or something. I don't know. I really don't know the logistics behind it, because it said something about like streaming games, and like I don't know. Yeah, because right now I'm still not an affiliate. from what I understand. I don't even remember how to check it. No, not that. Yeah, I don't even remember how to check it. I could possibly do that later. I watch on Twitch when you change your YouTube chat to subscribers only. What, you're not subscribed? You're subscribed. You have to. I am at subscribers. Or you talk about members only. I haven't gone members only in a little bit because I haven't really seen the viewers, concurrent viewers. I probably should do members only because there's a lot of members that are still in here and a lot of people. The only thing is that we won't have as much of a conversation. There's always great comments that come from other people that are not members. But I would love if they would become members. Then we can do that. Is it possible to do a day contract? I mean, today, yes, you can. So you can do it to where it expires today. And if you make a large move, then um, I believe you can do that here. It has dropped down to $2.49 here for ADA. Let's see what AMC is doing. So yeah, you can do it in today, and it can expire today, or you can do one to where it expires next week or in the next 2 weeks, and then if it moves a hell of a lot today, you can actually just sell it today if you wanted to. I called in sick to work today so that I could go to a local retirement home and squeeze all the grandmas today for AMC. All right, yeah, I think that works. I think it offers some of the shortest expiry dates. If you have more than 100 shares of AMC, sell covered calls. Increase to 11,000 AMP. How high do you think AMP goes? AMP can definitely go a lot higher. I just need to get into some of this data here. Let's look at AMP. I don't remember exactly what their total amount is. So AMP's total supply is 42 billion, which is only 46% of the total supply. The total supply has to be like 100 billion or close to it. I would say that this in the short term can possibly get to $1-ish. I would push for 50 cents. But in the long term, if we're looking at them adding in the supply, we'll see this probably hover around maybe 25 cents. I don't see this as the largest play because of the circulating supply. The circulating supply is very high. It's very popular, but do I see this getting to a crazy amount? Not really. I see this getting to the 20 cent mark, 50 cent mark, but that's pretty much it. In the short term, you could see this skyrocket, but if they add on that supply and they dilute it, then that's where you'll start seeing this come back. So this is a play that I'm in. I have 5,000 coins of AMP, but I'm going to make my move as soon as I see that, skyrocket up. I think I have probably like $500 invested in there. I don't really know exactly how much. Let's see, AMP. I have $300 invested in there. So I'm really only looking for that to top maybe like $2,000 or something, and then probably put that into a different play. It's just not like the amount of supply that's out there is just heavy. I'm looking for less supply. I'm looking for a lower price with less supply, and we'll be good. Be careful with AMP. It's the coin meant to be liquidated. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's why I'm just like, AMP is probably just a quick cash grab, something that could double, triple, quadruple very quick. But with the amount of supply, it's a little high. What platform are you using at the moment to check AMC and all that? This right here is Webull. Webull 4, Webull Desktop 4 platform, and that's it. I'm also checking Ortex data. This is Ortex, and this is Fintel. But I believe you're talking about the charting system, which is Webull. And just buy a contract saying it's going to stay between 30 and 50 and get paid. I don't know about that. You have to see growth if you're going to buy a call option. So yes, if you see that it's going to go from 30 to 55, then yes, you could just get paid. I hope that's what you're saying. But you can push the call. You can push the options contract out for months. Like I said, with this $65 or sorry, this $145 call option, it's for December 17th. For 145. Do I need to get to 145? No. Would I like to get to 145? Absolutely. But if it gets to that date and it's at 145, I think the view trading details. I think that the break-even price, I don't really know what the break-even price is. I'm pretty sure the break-even price is close to 145, but I don't want it to get to that date. I want it to I want a large increase to happen. I want to see it get to 80 in the next month. And if it gets to 80 in the next month, then I know that I can make a lot of money with that call option, even though it didn't hit 145. You know what I mean? Be careful with AMP. Yeah, I read that. Air Walmart will start accepting AMP. I didn't hear that. Coinbase had some videos on it. Trying to remember when what they said. Wow, Doge doing up? Or you mean it's going up? Let's see. Doge is at 32 cents. It is making a move. A lot of crypto is making a move. ADA is up 4%. You know, it has surpassed this level of resistance. So we're up here at 251. Pretty big. Ethereum Classic is close to 70. Litecoin is up to 178. XRP is up 11%. That looks good. Bitcoin is up to 47. $47,000. Really good. Your latency late as hell. It shouldn't be that late. It should be somewhere around like maybe a second. I should have low latency, but maybe it switched on me. I don't know. Do you think it's going to 35 today? I actually think it's going lower. I would hope, but I actually think it's going to finish lower. I don't know. Fridays don't tend to be the best days. Let me see this play. What's the break even? Break even at expiration is 146 for my call option of 145 on December 17th. And so yeah, down quite a bit on that. Let me go to finally made my first dollar in crypto interest. Well, that's great. Maybe Carl chew on the Ethernet cable. I don't know. I don't think so. Carl chews on a lot of things. He literally lays on my keyboard. Him and Daisy, both of them. I don't know what's so comfortable about my keyboard, but they lay on my keyboard, and every time I come down here, it's like frozen where I can't type anything, so I have to shut down the computer, and then like I don't understand why he does that, but that's them. I should probably turn off my computer. I feel like they would turn it on though. Just pulled all of my SNDL and dropped it into AITX. How do you feel about that? I mean, I'm not really a fan of SNDL right now. I know that it's long-term growth, pun intended. But yeah, I mean, where is it right now? It's currently at 3 cents. Are you hitting a certain low point, a certain level of support here? Are you hitting a certain level of support here? Because it doesn't really show any level of support here. It's just massively like decreasing there, creating lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Doesn't show any form of a comeback. It was up 22%, I guess. Oh, there we go. It was up 22% yesterday, but or 23% yesterday, but that's on it's on you. Do I think that that's the best move possible? No, but am I always right? No, not even close. So definitely good luck with that. I hope it really works out for you though. I'm not saying that in any type of way. Hope that it really does. Because like I wouldn't make the move, but again, if you have like you say news was great, then go for it. You know, you always have to make a play and show people that you made one a great play, you made a great call, and then people will probably be more likely to follow what your next call was, especially me. You know, I know there are people out there that may know some other things about uh, things that I really don't know about, especially when it comes to getting into all the news. I'm not really a news person. I'm a person that doesn't look at a lot of the news unless it's hitting some positions that are close to home, some things that I'm already bullish on. You know, AICX heading to 100K. Are you are you lean or ripped or bulky? You said you work out. Um, you're in good shape. I mean, I'm okay. I mean, I was probably like I would say ripped in like high school and college when I played football, but after football, you don't really do all of the same workouts that you do. I'm in great shape, um, but I don't think I'm at my like peak point ever. You know what I mean? Like my peak point was in college when I was playing, receiver and tight end and running a lot of sprints and all that stuff and working out constantly. Like I work out, but it's only when I have time to do it. So I try and do it every single day at around 12, around lunch, and I get a nice good workout in. Like yesterday, I did legs, and my legs are freaking killing me. But yeah, it's just it depends. But I wouldn't say lean or ripped. I'm not bulky either. I'm somewhere in between. You'll have to check out Matt's OnlyFans to find out. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Were you Division One? No, I wasn't. It was Division Three. I went to Thaddeus Stevens College, so it was just uh, D3. We played like Albright College and all types of D3 schools. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. High school was fun as well, but Bro, you look like you're in high school. Stop it. I'm not in high school. I'm 30. And now I have a 4-year-old who's correcting me and saying a bunch of stuff that I don't think a 4-year-old should say. You know, like intelligent words. I'm just like, stop growing up. And she's like, I can't. I'm like, yes, you can. Just stop. Thanks for looking, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I can look at anything, but you know, everybody can have their own opinion with things. If you think it's a good position to get into, then go ahead and make that move. No way am I ever 100% right. I could say at most I'm probably 40% right. Like 40% right about everything that's going to happen with a position. Yeah, that's probably even less than that. But the thing is if I'm right bigger than I'm wrong, then I'm good. So like if I know a position is going to go up and I make $1,000 out of it, then I know that I'm only willing to risk on other positions a lot less than that. So if I'm wrong, you know, $100 here, $100 there, $100 here, and I end up profiting out of the total $700, I'm comfortable with that. You know what I mean? I'm only right once out of the 4 times, which is 25%. But I ended up making the most money out of that time that I was right. So, all right, guys, it's 9:04. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Make sure you check out some of my other channels. I have been posting on there lately. I've been posting on the MP Shorts channel, making things to where you know I'm going over stocks, also going over opinions and things like that. Check out my all my social medias. I have 2 TikToks, 2 TikTok accounts. I have a golf TikTok. I have a finance TikTok account. And I just have a bunch of stuff going on. So check out everything in the description. You'll find all of that stuff there. Or if you want to check out my other channels, you go over to my main channel and look at associated channels. You'll find everything there. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody that's a part of this. I know eventually we'll go back to like members only once we get to a level where the concurrent viewers are high enough, or I feel as though members should be gaining a little bit more out of it, then we can do that. But definitely take some more time to review your chat than other YouTubers. Yes, I try to do that. But yeah, guys, I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for everything you do. See ya.